Welcome back to Speak English with Fire. I'm Emma, and today we're unlocking your most powerful English tool, storytelling. Many learners get caught up in grammar, but what truly connects people is the way you tell your story, not the perfection of your sentences.
That's right, Emma. I'm David, and I want everyone listening to know that storytelling is all about emotion, structure, and finding your own voice. Even if your English isn't flawless, you can still make a deep impression just by sharing a meaningful story.
If you've ever felt like people tune out when you speak, or you freeze up because you don't know what to say, this episode is for you. We're going to show you how stories can transform your English from forgettable to unforgettable.
Exactly, Emma. Let's dive in and explore how storytelling can help you connect more deeply, whether you're at a job interview, a party, or just chatting with friends. Get ready, because we're about to set your English on fire!
Let's get practical now. David, can you break down the simple structure that every strong story has? Our listeners need a roadmap they can use right away, especially if they're new to storytelling in English.
Of course! Every powerful story has three core parts. First, the hook, something unusual or emotional that captures attention, like, "Last year I almost missed my flight because I helped a stranger." Next is the struggle, where you share the main challenge. Maybe the person you helped didn't speak English and looked lost.
And finally, we have the heart. That's where you reflect on the meaning behind the story. For example, you might realize, helping her made me see that English isn't just a skill. It's a way to help others. When you use hook, struggle, and heart, your story becomes unforgettable.
Exactly, Emma. Even if your vocabulary is simple, this structure makes your stories memorable and impactful. Remember, a good story isn't about complicated wordsits, about making someone feel something real.
A lot of learners tell me their lives aren't interesting enough for stories. But honestly, your real, everyday experiences are the treasure chest. You don't have to climb a mountain to have something worth sharing.
That's so true. Some of the best stories come from small moments, a mistake you made in English, your first job interview, or even a funny misunderstanding. These are the moments everyone can relate to, and they're often the most powerful.
Let me share one of mine. My first time in New York, I asked a guy for directions. He said, "You gotta go 4 blocks that way." I had no idea what a block was. I thought he meant Lego. That confusion made me laugh and helped me remember the lesson.
That's a perfect example, Emma. Real moments create real connection. When you tell these kinds of stories, people don't just hear your words, they feel your journey, and that's what brings language to life.
So you've got your story, but how do you make it come alive? This is where emotion and voice matter. If you speak flatly, your story falls flat, no matter how good it is. Use your face, your hands, and your tone to show what you felt.
Absolutely. Let's compare. "I was late and I missed my train" versus "I was so late. I ran like crazy and I still missed the train." The second version uses emotion, pacing, and energy. These details pull listeners into your experience.
Another tip, use sound words like boom, screech, or click. These words add drama and instantly create a vivid scene in your listener's mind. Don't be afraid to play and let your personality shine.
And don't rush. Use pauses to let your story breathe. When you slow down, listeners can imagine the scene and connect with your feelings. Even young kids will lean in when you let your story unfold with energy and sound.
Let's put all of this together with a practice story. David, can you share a mini story using everything we've discussed, the hook, the struggle, and the heart? Our listeners can follow along and try this themselves.
Absolutely. Here's mine. A few months ago, I gave my first podcast in English. I was so nervous, me mouth was dry, and my brain was racing. But I did it, and someone emailed me saying, "You helped me believe in myself," I cried. English changed my life that day.
That's the power of your voice. It's not about perfect grammar or fancy words. It's about being real and sharing something true. I hope every listener feels inspired to try telling their own story after hearing yours.
Here's your action step. Write one mini story from your week. Just 3 sentences: hook, struggle, heart. Then record yourself saying it out loud, putting emotion and energy into every word. You'll be amazed at how quickly your confidence grows.
Next time on Speak English with Fire, we'll dive into how to describe your feelings in English without sounding boring. There's a world of beautiful, emotional words out there, and we can't wait to explore them with you.
Because saying I'm fine doesn't always express what you truly feel. We'll show you new ways to share your emotions and help your English sound more natural and expressive.
Until then, keep your English burning bright. Keep practicing, keep sharing, and remember your voice matters. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep telling your stories and let your English shine with warmth and confidence. See you soon.